in a pretty good home. My parents worked. We got along okay. We had a nice house. I'd say I'm pretty average, but not noticed by anyone. Inside, I was empty. At first, I tried to tell myself that it really didn't matter what people thought about me, but I knew deep down that was a lie. I was desperate to be accepted by somebody, so I started looking for anyone who would care about me. Guys started to notice me. It was fun to flirt, but things got a bit out of hand from time to time. I didn't really care because it felt good. I'd feel guilty every once in a while, but I got over that pretty quickly with some alcohol. One day I met this lady at my school, and we talked for a couple minutes. Nothing much, just some chit-chat, but then I saw her again and again, and every time she would ask me how I was, and it seemed like she really wanted to know and that she cared. One time at lunch, she invited me and some friends to go out to McDonald's after school. While we were there, we were talking about some stuff that really made me think about life and the choices I'd been making. Like when she asked me about my boyfriend, it was hard for me to give her a real answer.
My God is mighty to save. He is mighty to save. Forever, author of salvation.
I met my counselor. He asked me about what I wanted for my future. It was hard for me to answer that because I'd never thought about what I'd do after foster care. My only goal had been to make it to 21 alive. I decided that I'd give this stuff a try and see what I could learn at independent living. Just after my 18th birthday, I graduated from high school. I was the first in my family to do that. I thought I was done with ILS and my counselor, but I found out they weren't done with me. They helped me find an apartment. It really felt like home. They told me that the stuff they were giving me had been donated. I couldn't believe it because it was like new. When I asked them why someone would donate stuff to kids, they told me they were Christians. That got me thinking. So I asked what would make a Christian want to be so generous. They told me that Christians were people who believed that Jesus had died so they could have a relationship with God. Because Jesus had given so much for us, Christians want to give to others. That was unbelievable to me, so I asked how you become a Christian, and they patiently explained it to me. I remember thinking to myself, oh, that's like my foster parents. That's what they told me too. I asked if I could become a Christian, and they said, we've been praying for you, and we thought you'd never ask. We prayed together, and I asked Jesus into my heart. I'm still in my apartment. With their help, I got some scholarships.
The chaplain invited us to talk with her about how each of us could be born again. I talked with her, and I left that service with Jesus in my heart. I still had 2 weeks to serve in lockup. Those were the 2 longest weeks of my life, especially after finding out I was pregnant. I had a lot to think about, but the chaplain made sure to visit me each week on Monday night. When I was released, my parents weren't around, so I called the chaplain, and she said she'd be down in about an hour to get me. She picked me up and took me to a home where they care for young pregnant women. They took me in and they took me to church. My life changed. I found a new purpose, a new direction, and new friends. The chaplain and my new family also told me about a place where I could go and get support, and a mentor who would walk with me on my journey of being a new single mom. They were right. This place helped me learn about being a good mom and helping me give my son a better life than I had. They gave me diapers and things for my son when I wasn't sure I had enough money for the month. I love going to church. I'm there every week. I'm even in a small group with young adults now. We talk about the Bible and how to apply it to our lives. I don't know where I'd be without my church family. I never went back. I can't imagine where I'd be.
Brought me to. Going to church with my new friends made me realize that I needed to forgive. I needed to forgive my girlfriend, my brothers, especially my parents for the stuff they had done to me. When I finally forgave them, my life changed again. This time, I felt a freedom I had never had before. My family saw such a change in me that they asked what was going on. I sat down with them one night when they asked, and I shared how I had forgiven them and how I had learned that I need to love them and respect them because they are my parents. That night in our living room, I got to lead my parents to Christ. I couldn't believe that God used me to help my parents find Him. They started going to church with me, and now they are very involved and working in the nursery and in the men's ministry. I'm so different, and so is my family. I never thought I could have a relationship with my dad, but now I do, and I don't know what I would do without him.